Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is going on, my people? All love today, man. It's a beautiful day in paradise. So listen, we're going to get to the meats and potatoes of what's really going on. We talked a little bit about Fantasy Fest at City Hall yesterday, but today we got to get to it. Share right over here. Woo! We're going to be asking some questions. Please participate and let me know how y'all feeling. Share the video if you're coming in right over here. Woo! Subscribe on YouTube right over here. Woo! My name is Louie C. Rock, aka Louie C. the Mayor. We're on podcast 359, I believe, today. And there's nothing but love. So thank y'all for coming in. So let's get right to it. Should Fantasy Fest 2021 happen? Yes or no? And why or why not? Let me repeat that again. Should Fantasy Fest 2021 happen? Yes or no, and why not? I got Terry Much, aka Terry Much, going in. T-Much going in today on production. And if you have any input, please come on in. And Terry, I need you to read things to me if things come in on the podcast. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and let me know how y'all feel. It's a big topic today around the city. So I was told I need to address this. I wasn't gonna really talk about this, but I guess people wanted to talk about it, so we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna start with vaccines. Vaccines is very simple on my side. It's a personal choice. Either you have the right to do vaccines or you don't. It's up to you. You can't force nobody to do something that they don't want to do. So that's how I feel about that. What are your feelings? Come on in right now and let me know what's happening. T-Much, as soon as you get those shares going, and let me see the phone there so I can see if there's any action on that side, because it don't make it easy on the Facebook platform. We're trying to figure out what is the best platform to go on. So bottom line is there's thousands of people set to come in for Fantasy Fest 2021. It's already August. Hotel rooms are pretty much booked up. And the question now is, which way is this thing going to go? Now, the different variants of the COVID, we're in another phase of another variant. So how many of these variants are we going to have? I mean, are you going to have to get a booster shot every time there's a new variant? I'm not sure exactly what happened. Nobody has really a real answer. So the question is, what can we do in the city to stay healthy? I think this is the most important question of this whole dialogue. So once again, if you're coming in, share the video right over here. Boop! Hit the subscribe right over here. Boop! And we're asking, should Fantasy Fest 2021 happen? Yes or no, and why or why not? So that is the talk right now. People want to know what's going to happen. Some people are... I didn't hear you on the first time.
Blood testing and temperature checked site before arrival on Duval Street by Fort Zach Park. If high temperature, go home. Walt Disney doing it.
So you want temperature checks for people to go to events. Okay. Whatever measures that need to be taken to keep people safe, I'm open to all suggestions. My job is to connect people and try to get information out and then see what's the best we do. James over here at the Perry Hotel. James, what is the occupancy for Fantasy Fest week at the hotel at this point over at the Perry? So what other suggestions do you guys have? Come on in on the live right now and let me know what you guys think. We're just trying to get, a lot of information out there. James coming in there, what do you say?
They can't stop the events.
Well, they actually can. They actually could cancel the parade, and they could actually cancel events associated with the city. Now, the private events that happen, those events cannot be canceled. That's owned on a private premise, so nobody really could cancel that. And what's going to happen, these events are going to happen officially or unofficially. That's basically what's going to happen. Also, it's a freedom of choice. I mean, nobody is forced to go to an event. Nobody is forced to come down the Key West. So to me, if there's a risk out there health-wise, we've been saying this whole time, then, you know, if you feel that you are at risk, then it's probably best for you not to come out. I mean, that's the most common approach to it. So should Fantasy Fest 2021 happen or not? Why or why not? That's basically what we're talking about. Also, it's really up to the Fantasy Fest director on which way she wants to address this, and it's her decision, along with Steve Robbins from the TDA, the Tourist Development Advisory Board. Those guys are the ones that call the shots. And if they feel that they don't want to move forward with the event, then basically that's their call. I mean, all I can do is talk about my events and what I got going on. And unless there's some type of critical crisis, we're going to move forward with events and parties, just like we've been doing. Because I just don't see this coming to an end. I think after this variant, there's going to be another one, and I just don't see it happening. So we need to be the safest city in the world, and Planners Above and Beyond. Like I said yesterday, you know, mass stations are great. Vaccine, where you get vaccinated at different, get the vaccine at different areas on Duval Street. I think that's great. Information, like the Commissioner Wardlow said, tell people, what's going on, and information and such of this, stuff of this magnitude, I think is great. Also, I'm not in favor of having our code enforcement go out there again, especially with the governor's order and trying to argue with people. We lucky nobody got killed last time. This will definitely be an issue this time, because they're really going to fight that. I mean, there's people, like T. Much says, where they're at edge about a mask. I mean, you come in, you're trying to get your mask put on before you even get up to your mouth. They're breathing down your throat. So if you have to go into a business that requires mask and you don't want to have a mask on, then don't go into the business. It's very simple. You don't have to, go to, Penn State for this. This is very simple, basic stuff or whatever. Just don't do it. Also, like I said, private premise, you can't really stop anything. Something was brought up yesterday, I'll say it again, about can you require people to wear a mask to go into a private business? You cannot. And there's no fine for that, because the governor's taking all that away. So nobody wants to get anybody sick. To me, if you're sick or semi-sick or a quarter sick, you probably shouldn't go to work at all. And if you're an employee and you're forcing people to come in because you're shorthanded, you're doing a disservice to the community. Us, if you even look like you're sick, it's okay. We'll cover your shift. We'll figure it out. Anything else over there? I see James came through on there.
No code enforcement. Been there, done that. Only create a hostile environment.
Code enforcement, Jim Young, City Key West, Director of Code Enforcement, the #1 code enforcement agent worldwide in Planners Above and Beyond. If for some reason you got to go through that, make sure y'all go ahead and negotiate your pay, and make sure you get double you get now, because you don't get paid enough money to do that. I talked to several of my colleagues downtown, and they are going to proceed bearing a health crisis with parties, officially or unofficially. So that's basically what we have. So the facts are that the city's going to be September 1st, and we're going to get assessment of what's going on. I didn't see a push on the commission to cancel Fantasy Fest, but I don't trust anything until it's done, so I'm not letting my guard down. If you're thinking about coming to Fantasy Fest, come on down. We're still open. Go to Fantasy Fest Celebrity Parties 2021. There's a lot of good parties there that you can participate in, and I don't want anybody to get sick. And I don't know too much what you could do as far as a vaccine. I mean, I don't know how you could force. I mean, I guess they're requiring some employees at different businesses that you must have a vaccine in order to work. Is that what we've been hearing too much?
Yeah, it's just, But what James says, Europe goes well. Before entries and events, check your temperature, CDC card vaccination. It's still...
Right. Well, I don't think that you could, go through a checkpoint and have your card, like an ID when you go to a bar. I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, I mean, I don't know what the answer is. People say that if you get vaccinated, you're good. Well, some people were vaccinated, got sick. Some people died. Some people didn't get the vaccine. They're doing well. So
talking about this, but how come you're not talking about Goombay at all?
The Goombay Festival?
Yeah.
Well, the Goombay Festival is more of a local event, but it's the kickoff to Fantasy Fest. And we shouldn't put dollars over health. I agree to that, but it should be something somewhere in the middle. So what we did last time, I was in a favor of that, and I applaud. I know some of y'all, we probably shouldn't be saying this because it's political, but I'm a Ron DeSantis fan. Okay. The Ron DeSantis was moving up to Washington, I'll probably vote for him at this point. I don't vote for a party, I vote for a person. When I interview you for a job, there's nothing in my application that says, are you Republican or Democrat? Can you do the job and what are your qualifications? So that man, is that official what you told me earlier that he said he's gonna remove, is that correct?
That's what's up.
So we got something today on the wire said that DeSantis was gonna remove officials from positions in the school districts if they defies order. The man got a business to run. The school got a business to run. I know our superintendent, Teresa Axford, is on top of the game. Right now, you have to wear a mask unless you opt out from parent. I think that's fine. If you have a problem with sending a child to school because of the COVID or whatever's going out there, just homeschool them. That's your choice. You could do that too. I don't know what else to tell you. I know that the economy is doing well. I know the temperature is good down here, but I don't know. Canceling stuff is the way to go. And if you go to a gathering that's got a lot of people, you have a possibility of getting sick. If you don't want to get sick, don't go to these gatherings. Stay away from. If you choose to go to, what could happen. Terry, where were we yesterday? That they was talking about a bug. I think it was a doctor's office.
No, we were at the city commission meeting.
Oh, correct. The city commission meeting yesterday. They set it up there. There's a bug there that's not COVID related. That don't mean that business don't continue to happen. If you're sick, stay home, stay hydrated, get airborne, drink water. Ivermectin is great. So I don't know what else to tell you, but that's basically the meats and potatoes on what we got going on. And you also need to communicate with your commissioners. Like, for example, just to get off a little off subject, we have a vote that occurred that basically says that cruise ships are going to be smaller, and the majority of the community voted for that. It passed overwhelmingly, right? I don't think these things should go to referendum. I believe that these things are to be decided by the commissioners and the mayor based on what's better for the entire good, the whole good of the community. Not one side, not the business side, not New Town, not Old Town, whatever is best, because there's some people that don't benefit from cruise ships. They might not look at the whole picture. Your job as the elected official looked at the whole picture and make tough decisions. That's why you are up there. So to me, you're not getting paid enough money. That's another thing. You don't pay enough money for this, for the headaches that you deal with, and you can't make everybody happy. So that's the way I feel about that. I know one thing, tourism is booming. We're moving forward. Today, a party gonna happen, Jam Pony Karaoke Club, 618 Duval Street. We're gonna keep the party going, and we're gonna keep the community up to speed on what's happening. Anybody that want to talk about anything, y'all can inbox me. If you want to sponsor the podcast, you can do that by inboxing me. Also, YouTube, hit subscribe over here. Whoop! Share the video right over here. Whoop! And I want to give a shout out to first responders. I want to give a shout out to all military. I want to give a shout out to the highest paid profession that should be, but is not, teachers. And I want to give a shout out to the service industry. Nobody wants to be working 3 jobs out here to be negative in the rent. It's just not good. So if you're looking to work, T-Much over here, and there's a lot of openings, and people are needing a lot of help for labor. So this is a good time to get a job right now. So You can get a job. You can have 6 jobs. You know, like the rap song goes, I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. You really can't. So that's basically what it is. I see a comment on there, Terry.
It says put locals in streets enforcement more Key West and conch style, Bubba style. See, that's a problem too. We shouldn't enforce anything. It's not our job.
Read that slow because you're going too fast for me.
It says that we should be on the streets in Key West in conch style, Bubba style with the enforcement instead of anybody else. That's what James said.
Oh, okay. Right now, I think that everything is good in Key West. I hope anybody that's sick gets better. And, you know, we got a wonderful staff. I'll see if I can get a health professional out here to give you an official statement, because that's where the buck gonna stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that a priority, get somebody out here that basically could give us a breakdown of what's going on. So did we miss anything else? Tomorrow, happy birthday, Aaron Hudges. If you want to check out a good country band, it's a little place called Old Town Rodeo, 618 Duval Street. You got a mechanical bull. It's a lot of fun out there. You should come and check it out. We kick off at 8. You got cats like Uncle Bill down there. You got Miss Jen. You got Barback Levi. You got Marvin. Oh, and we almost forgot two-stepping going on tonight. Line dancing with Marvin at 6 o'clock. What's that last comment before I get out of here?
If you're under 21 at the bars, you got to show ID. You want to party, show your temperature and vaccination status.
I don't agree with showing ID. You definitely got to show ID. There's no question about that. Your vac status is like asking people, you know, what their health questions. They have cancer, or they have this or whatever. You know, different type of situation. That's private information, and you know you shouldn't look down to somebody because they got the vaccination or if they didn't. This is a personal choice. Vaccination is not approved from FDA yet. Maybe tomorrow will. It's not done today. So we could preach on this all day. Bottom line is, I believe Fantasy Fest 2021 should go full tilt, and I believe the word for health-wise should go full tilt. And we have a lot of smart people here with these events and in the city, and everybody working together, and we could, you know, make it as safe as we can for people. As far as not a whole bunch of people together, that's unfortunately not going to happen.
What's ivermectin?
Ivermectin is a drug that's been very beneficial to offset the COVID. I took the ivermectin. It doesn't get enough credit. And we had several people on this podcast talking about how they recovered. People were almost on their deathbed. They took ivermectin. So if you get sick, I would recommend that you still go on the ivermectin protocol immediately before your test results come back. And some people are on the treatment long-term basis with the ivermectin to offset, you know, the COVID and the different variants. So Louie C. the mayor, that's my time. They make it hard out here to stay on the positive, but we keep killing hate with love. The good news is, Terry, you said Buffalo plays the Dolphins.
Yeah. They play the Dolphins twice a year.
Now, me and Terry, he's a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm a Miami Dolphin perfect season 72 fan. Okay. So Terry gets a little bit perturbed. T-Much gets perturbed because 1, 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls are lost back to back to back to back. I was hoping that they win a Super Bowl. You guys have not won a Super Bowl, right?
Wait a second. Weren't you guys supposed to get in the playoffs last year? You had one game left to play, and what happened was you didn't win the game against our backup. So I would just keep your mouth shut right now.
Well, the facts are that in 1972,
that's 1972.
The Dolphins achieved perfection.
I wasn't even
No
born
other
yet.
team living has done that.
I wasn't even born
Don Shula?
I used to go to the steakhouse all the time here.
Okay. So the question is, when will y'all win a Super Bowl? You got a good quarterback, you told me. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, who's gonna be favored when Buffalo plays the Dolphins? Do you think?
It's simple.
Who?
Come on, man. You
Okay.
guys have an unproven quarterback.
So Buffalo?
Of course.
Okay, I got 100 on Miami. You want to accept that on the lot?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bang! Holla!
Done here?